Welcome into DC On Screen episode 397. We're about to get super spoilery on the Flash 323 finish line. To recap, we learn that HR face swapped with Iris a while back, so he's actually the one who dies instead. But with Iris, West Allen's future changing, the time loop is closing in on Barry. Vibe is forced to modify the Speed Force Bazooka into a Time Splintering device so Savitar can literally be everywhere at once, thus fulfilling his dreams of godhood. In a final showdown, Caitlin comes to her senses in time to help Team Flash, and Vibe sabotages the device by turning it into a skeleton key. Also, Barry kicks Savitar around a good bit. With that problem under control, though, Caitlin leaves to go find her new self. All is well until the Speed Force gets earthquake-level angry, and Barry has to sacrifice himself to keep the Earth safe. Right out of the gate, I'm gonna lead with some fan feedback. Randy Smith says, "Great writing. The first thing I would do after a murdered friend's funeral is giggle and send out wedding invitations." And Matthew Ryan Cronin on Facebook says, "Okay, I was glad they addressed it wasn't Iris and the transmogrifier happened, and then the writers kind of did we're going to answer this early and then move forward. I was glad that got moved. I was glad that happened quickly." And yeah, I caught your sarcasm there, Randy Smith.
Pretty sure that didn't get past us.
But importantly, can I just take a moment to gloat and say, I knew it was HR.
You did. You called that, and I gotta give you props there.
And I didn't give a damn. I still cried when he went, "I couldn't be a coward. I'm not a coward."
Yeah. Oh no, I did. I did a lot of crying early in the episode with HR, and then didn't cry later in the episode like I thought I would. I'd already warned my wife, like, okay, you might see me cry. I'm sorry. And turned on the episode, and like early on was kind of a little weepy, and then just later I was fine.
But weirdly, like, Tom Felton's worst performance was this one line right after when he goes, "What? HR's dead? I can't believe that."
Anyway.
Really? Anyway, I was over here making this serum. I've cured Caitlin. Yay. That was weird.
It's actually maybe more accurate than it seems. They're like, he didn't know HR from Adam, man. I mean, he's just a guy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they've had some time together, but he has bigger concerns on his mind.
I did feel like initially no one was adequately sad about HR except for Tracy, because I loved HR.
I really did fall in love with HR. Now, I don't know where the hell those drumsticks came from when they fall.
Well, I think we've all known where HR kept his drumsticks.
That didn't make any sense. I don't know what the hell the drumsticks were in there. Like, metaphorically, sure. But blocking wise, how? I
don't know.
Like, it took me out of the moment a little bit. Like, I was like, I almost would have rather seen those exact drumsticks show up and like Iris hands them to Cisco or something, and he just kind of tears up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice. You got to see through this episode that Cisco was really broken up about HR's death.
Mm-hmm.
And because he was so reluctant to take on HR before.
Yeah. Look, here's the thing though. With those drumsticks, I totally thought the same thing. Like when they fell, I thought, oh, when you die, you shit yourself. And then the drumsticks fell out. And I was like,
I am pretty damn sure that is not where we were going.
I guess that's where they were.
I mean, he had pants on. You would have heard a muffled clink against the grass. That works on no levels, Dave. No levels.
Well, I thought like Iris's clothes were just like part of the hologram, so they just like fell out. Like he was just really just naked.
Yeah.
That seems like an HR thing to do. Get hopped up on coffee and just be naked from the waist down.
But he wasn't.
They should have addressed that.
Barry wasn't holding a naked HR. That man had clothes on.
But that would have been a great bit in the show earlier in the season. Like if it just malfunctions and they realize that he's almost never wearing clothes. He always just puts the hologram clothes on because he feels freer.
Yeah. That would have been funny. It really would have been. Like, it wouldn't have made sense right then, but it would have been funny.
No.
As just a side bit.
Not the proper time, but it would have been a great side bit. Yeah. Anyway. I kind of feel like It would have been cool if they had if Savitar had gotten what he wanted and he became fragmented throughout all of time, and therefore became a god. But once he did, it changed his perspective so much that he just became benevolent.
Yeah, that would have been a cool twist.
I would have dug that.
Yeah, that could have been cool. I also,
and then of course he becomes a lightning bolt that hits himself, and he becomes, to make sure that he becomes created.
Honestly, now that you mention it, yeah, like that would have been the best way. Oh, shit. I don't want to rewrite the Flash here, but you're probably right. Like, that would have been a really cool twist.
You didn't, I did.
I mean, as a show, I don't want to redo it, but like, yeah, that would have been a cool concept. Is like, he becomes distributed through time, sees that he was necessary as Barry, and then he's the lightning bolt that struck Barry in season 1. Mm-hmm. Or really back on Arrow, I guess.
Yeah.
That would have been fantastic. Also, would have been a great send up to Crisis with Barry striking Wally.
Yep. So, laughed my ass off when Savitar referred to his lair, and he did it so seriously too.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not sure they meant for that to be as funny as it was.
I really don't think it was supposed to be that funny. I just laughed anyway. I know exactly what you mean. Really, just chuckled. Just had a good chuckle.
Did you feel like Barry was stupid for bringing him to Star Labs?
Nope. I thought that was exactly what Barry would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously. Like they've also been like thematically they've been dealing with the idea that like and Captain Cold does it mentions it too. Like you're the good guy. You do the right thing, and then you put yourself against a wall and defend that. So I liked the idea that he actually brought him in for a second, and I kind of liked Barry's or Grant Gustin's performance on both sides of that. Mm-hmm. Thought he did a pretty good job.
I like the performance. I wasn't quite certain, how feasible it was given their circumstances. Like it was a nice thought, but I'm not sure. Like, would they really do that? Like everyone else's reaction seemed to be on point though. Like, you piece of shit.
I mean, yeah, like I know there's a lot of backtracking, but thematically, like look at what we did on Arrow too. It's something they carried over. It's something like that I think was in the mindset of this production crew. Mm-hmm.
I kind of really, honestly, like I said last week, I would have liked to have seen him become a primary character in season 4 and slowly show his actions destroy the relationships and him become angrier and angrier. I think that would have been interesting.
It could have been, but it also there's a chance it would have felt a bit repeaty, where like they say for all of season 3 or the back half of season 3, like, oh, this is what happened, and then you show it for a whole season there. I did appreciate it being wrapped up. I did. I mean, it was a neat story. I don't have a lot of regrets about what Flash did this season, but I do feel like it should have been wrapped up.
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't too disappointed with the episode. I have a question for you though, because maybe you remember and I don't.
Who knows?
But correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct me if I'm
correct me.
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong though. We've seen Barry get hit with a cold gun, and he like can vibrate through it, shatter it. We've seen Savitar do the same. Why is cold the one thing Black Flash can't fight?
I don't know.
That seemed dumb.
Also, they've hinted though, and this episode, Caitlin came back, and like she's got a, how'd she put it? I'm something else, and I want to figure out what that is on my own. She wants to go out and see who she is. Like when she's throwing ice at Barry and Cisco, she's holding back, I think. When she was throwing ice at Zoom, I don't think she held back at all.
Yeah.
That's my explanation.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like Black Flash is a really cool character, and that was a waste. If they actually did away with him, they should have just not had him. But,
Well, it was a really cool character, but it was a really cool ending to, like, it was a cool ending to me because they upped the ante of the Killer Frost Savitar duo by taking this character that was like, I mean, you're doing like last season's villain squared,
Mm-hmm. So you think she just froze him to such a degree that he just fell apart, and there's no way he could vibrate out of it?
I think she froze him to such a degree that he disintegrated. I think he's done.
I mean, he did.
I think Teddy Sears ain't coming back.
Well, he still could. He's still Earth 1 Hunter.
He is Earth 1 Hunter. But
by the way, writers, I would love to see Teddy Sears reappear.
I would. He was a good actor. He was a good character. A lot of potential there, especially with all the arts we have.
When you realized that DeVoe was a bad character.
Yep.
In season 4.
Good shout out to DeVoe. This
Speedster
episode,
for season 5. I'm just kidding. I don't know if the Thinker's going to be a bad. How would I know? Unless I was a speedster myself. No.
No. Like going back, I was really happy with the fact that Barry tries to confront Remnant Barry, I'll call him, on a personal level, try to bring him in, and like you can kind of see it almost works. Like it almost gets there.
I don't think it ever was almost. Yeah.
Emotions are so pliable that like, yeah, it maybe never worked, but it's also believable to think that it might have worked for a second. Like your suspension of disbelief is. It's perfectly tenable. Like I can sit there and watch that episode and go, yeah, I think you believed it for a second, and not really have to question myself. But yeah, like even Iris, like walking up to him and saying, like, I think she said, "We won't give up on you. That's not what we do."
Yeah,
was pretty fantastic.
Except when she put a cap in his ass.
And then you have to level against putting a cap in somewhere.
Was that a sentence?
But she tried. She tried first. She tried to be helpful.
Oh.
But there is a moment.
I mean, she was helpful, all right.
Oh, yeah, no, she was ultimately helpful. Actually, is probably how I'd put it.
Cannot. Like the show's like, we can't have Barry go around killing people. He's a hero. All right, how are we going to do away with Savitar? We're going to have Iris.
We're going to have Iris put him down.
Shoot him. Okay.
And I really did think that was cute. That really was kind of cute for the show to do. Like, Iris gets to be the one that puts him down in the end. After all they've put us through this season with Iris.
I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. You're the John Lennon expert. Was that John Lennon's story that at the HR funeral? Was that real? Was that a real story?
I actually wrote something down about. Remind me, what was the story?
The story was like he had a school assignment and that he should write an essay about what he wanted to be when he grew up. And he wrote, "I want to be happy." And they said, "You don't understand the assignment." And he says, "You don't understand the world."
Oh, yep. No, that's word for word.
Okay.
Word for word.
Just making sure.
That was back when his mom was still alive. Julian, or Julia. Sorry, Julian was his son. Julia was his mom. That was back when she was still a huge influence on his life. And after she died, he took a slightly darker turn.
Yeah, I remember Plastic Ono Band. Anyway,
wasn't even that. That was way before.
Yeah. Wasn't that the album where he said my mother's dead? Wasn't that the one?
No. Yeah. Well, he had on Plastic Ono Band. It was a track called Mother, and he starts it off with the death toll, and then the album ends with My Mommy's Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
that was way before she died?
Oh, no, that was way after. She died when he was like...
That's what I thought.
God, I don't remember exactly, 13 or 14 or something like that. And
yeah, but you don't make that song without it being like a huge deal.
Oh, it was a gigantic deal in his life. I mean, it affected him from that moment on for the rest of his life. And it was an off-duty police officer that was drunk that ran her down in the middle of the road.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's just like a residential road, and he didn't see somebody.
Ugh. Anyway, back to the Flash.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I like that that Caitlin is not Frost or Caitlin.
Oh, we should have segued that into Barry getting to see his mom again.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
That's probably where we should have gone
to see
with
his
that.
mom again.
But we're not that
Sorry,
clever.
I was just going. I was just going down the list.
apologize.
I think what you mean to say is I'm not that clever. I'm running the show here. I got my notes. I'm just like, well, anyway, next thing I need to check off.
I didn't do it either, man. I mean, shit. All right, what'd you bring up?
But it wasn't your job.
What'd you bring up? We'll get back to the mom and the Speed Force. What did you got?
I was just saying I did like that that Caitlin is neither here nor there on Killer Frost or Caitlin.
Yeah.
And I think it makes her a more interesting character going forward.
It does. Actually, I really like what they're... This is what we've hoped for, though, the entire time, is that she gets keep the power. Like, we wanted the best of both worlds. We wanted her to keep the powers, and we wanted her to still be Caitlin. Because we loved Caitlin, and the powers are fucking amazing. So, yeah, she's gonna pull like a Hulk at the end of Avengers 2 ending. I'm gonna go off to explore myself.
Okay, so Speed Force needing someone else. I felt like Barry was not nearly as emotional, not nearly as surprised, or maybe he shouldn't have been surprised. I don't know. He just seemed like, oh well, no, I know we were just talking about the wedding, and I just sent it the invitations, but time to go. Like, he just seems so calm about the entire thing. I
gotta be honest though, like, I've had bad days where like you're surprisingly calm. And you know you're supposed to not be that calm, but you find yourself being sedated in a way. Mm-hmm. So like I could relate to that, but at the same time, like, they make a joke about how like him and Iris sit down on the couch and they kind of laugh a little bit, and then there's like a mention of like, why are we laughing? We just went through a lot. Like, why are we joking about some shit right now? And then. Mm. And then later, he goes through all the stuff, and like I could kind of see him being so kind of emotionally exhausted, and kind of so happy that, I mean, the big thing for him this entire time has been Iris, and she's gonna be fine, and Joe's gonna be fine. And
oh man, when Joe was like, after all this time, you're the one we were supposed to be saving.
Oh god, that fucking fucked me up, dude. I started sobbing a little bit on that one.
Yeah, me too.
Damn you, Jesse L. Martin.
No, bless you, Jesse L. Martin.
Yeah, I like your angle more. I mean, even still, like, Barry talking to everybody else, like, Central City needs the Flash, and they'll have one to Wally. I mean, and even to HR, and I was happy to see this, because it might not indicate that Tom Cavanaugh's going, like, you mind sticking around? Anything for you? Yeah. Barry to HR.
Harry. No, he said it to Harry.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, HR. I abbreviate that HR. I want to do my notes. It's Harry. That's my fault. Yeah, like, all speedsters need a finish line. This is my redemption. Even looking to Cisco, like, they'll all look to you now. I was just sobbing the entire time. Yeah. And then I gotta give it this, like, even Barry talking to Iris, promise me you'll run, Iris. Like, the long, I'll call it the long verse version of Run Barry Run. Mm-hmm. That was all very touching. I really loved it. It's just, the only problem really is, like, you don't do a cliffhanger with your titular character.
Yeah, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel like he was really going to be gone in any capacity. And I felt like he knew it too. Like, he didn't really care. Like, it wasn't as much of a thing for him. Like, Jesse L. Martin and Candace Patton, they did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Where was Barry here?
No, I
come on, Grant.
I think there's like this, I kind of read it as that, like, indomitable quality of Barry Allen. We're like, yeah, I've got to go in here for a while, and I'm going to say goodbye just in case, but, like, yeah, I'm going to beat this shit. Mm. Oh, by the way, that hidden message to Cisco, this took strength, and he gave it to me from HR. Mm-hmm. Oh shit, that one got to me. Yep, that one really got to me.
I liked that one. I liked Tracy. I liked the quote, HR paid the price because he loved these people, because he loved you, and when the time came, he didn't run. Ugh.
That was rough.
That was great. I'll be damned if I know what he did in this episode, but I was happy to see Garrick.
Came back and got in a couple licks, that's all. And that does mean, though, we'll be able to see Jay Garrick again. I mean, he's out and about.
Mm-hmm. He's out and about. So,
I think part of next season is going to be kind of like defeating the Speed Force as an idea.
Maybe. Or Barry just controlling it.
Becoming the god that he just defeated.
Yeah. But a benevolent version of that.
Yeah. See, this would be a wonderful opportunity to bring in Max Mercury.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, Scott Madison sent us a thing. He says, random idle thought, just been ruminating on Flash Season 4 and wondered, do you think Wally will adopt a new suit after becoming Central City's headlining superhero? From the comics, they can adapt the red suit with silver accents, or the silver and black with red accents. It's a minor thing, but I feel that it's not only a way to keep things fresh and eye-catching, but would be an easy method of showing Wally developing into a solid hero in his own right. You know what I really want? I want to see, and this will be no surprise to long-time listeners, I want to see classic Wally. From an alternate reality, like red-headed Wally, who's already the Flash, who like pops over, and he's been the Flash, and kind of becomes a mentor to Wally, like a different version of Wally West.
Oh, that actually would be fantastic. Like a few episodes where you had the red-headed Wally in that kind of like yellow with the red fastenings kind of suit. Mm-hmm. And he kind of shows him like, "Oh, dude, you don't know what you're capable of. Okay, let me show you." And like mentors Wally in a way that Barry can't even do it. Where Wally becomes this like uber Flash. I mean, really, like Wally West he's the fastest. Like he's the most powerful of the Flashes. Yeah,
and we can even have a fun bit where he's like, they're talking, and he says like something about like. So, how does this all work? I mean, your sister is Iris too? No, she's my aunt.
What are y'all doing here? And then he explains the thing. Okay.
And, I think if there's anything that Rebirth has taught us is that people really love to miss that classic Wally West. So, I love our current Wally West on the show. I just want both. I want all the things. I'm greedy.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
I understand. Even that Bart reference was just nice. Just nice to have.
The what reference?
The Bart reference, sorry.
I still don't know what you said.
Bart reference?
Oh, the Bart reference. Yeah, okay, yeah. Impulse right.
reference, yeah.
All right, speaking of references that I loved, Cisco yells, Wally, can you reverse the polarity on the neutron flow? And I almost peed. I laughed so hard. That's straight up Third Doctor Who, always yelling about reversing the polarity on the neutron flow. It's gibberish, but it's hilarious. And Cisco's reference to Barry as Two-Face. That made me laugh.
I was pretty happy with that.
Oh,
just like we've been internally referring to them as Two-Face for a while, for a couple episodes now.
And I love Gypsy. Like when he's like, "How did you do the thing?" Because we're connected, jackass.
Oh yeah, that was good.
That was good.
Yeah, I don't want to forget Gypsy here. It was nice to see her again. It was nice to see they're like connected across universes. That's cool.
Yeah, I saw someone when James became a Guardian or whatever. I saw someone online being like, everyone's going to be a superhero on these shows. It sucks. I'm like, you're watching the wrong show, buddy. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what we're watching it for.
Mm-hmm. I mean, stage 1, character. Stage 2, name check. Stage 3, teasing/foreshadowing. Stage 4, equipment. Stage 5, all our heroes are here.
I don't know about all that.
That's how a lot of this has gone down.
That is not how I make a plan. It's not how things go in my life.
You just want heroes here?
No. Number 1, make a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, execute the plan. Number 3, expect the plan to go off the rails. Number 4, abandon the plan.
Well, we're not talking about Gotham right now.
What?
I honestly believe here's a fun bit of meta DC on screen. Captain Cold's plan involving like abandoning the plan, I think, is what has gone down in the Gotham writers room.
I don't know. This year, I think it was more in the Supergirl's writers room, but
no, I think they were sticking to a plan and they kind of got a little weird.
The How I Met Your Mother. I see.
I think Gotham though has been kind of reactionary. Anyway, that I guess should have been on a previous.
One of them. I don't know.
Previous podcast of some kind. Maybe even one of ours. I'm not sure.
Oh man. So I think that's it. I think that's all I've got for Flash. You got anything?
No, man.
Else?
I had pretty damn good season. Savitar was a pretty great character. I am looking forward to maybe not messing with time so much next season and just doing some character work. And yeah. I think that's what they're up to.
I'm hoping and I know I love time travel and I love multiverse stuff.
Yeah. The sci-fi aspect of this is one of the things that's been really beautiful.
I'm hoping they kind of pull up on the time travel and go more into the multiverse. I think they're going to
pull back on both, to be honest. I think they're going to...
that's what I'm afraid of.
Kind of learn from what Arrow did, and that's a pretty decent transition, I guess. But
what was that awful... There's this awful Johnny Depp movie that came out a few years ago, and I'm just thinking about The Thinker. I really don't want the Flash to become that.
So like the movie where he becomes like an AI, or
yeah.
I don't remember the name, but
Transcendence.
Oh, Transcendence. Yeah, you're right.
What an awful movie.
Yeah,
but it just feels like that's the best way to adapt The Thinker, and I really don't want that at all. But we'll see.
Yeah,
I have high hopes for it. In honesty, I do, and yeah. By the way, you know how long I was looking at my notes and thinking, what does this mean? Ask Jason if the lemon story was true.
Dear God.
Apparently my linen looks like lemon to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was thinking like, I don't remember talking to you about lemons at all.
The only thing I could think about was the bit from the breakup where Vince Vaughn is like, baby wanted lemons, baby got lemon, baby wanted 12.
Yeah, most of my notes are that bad too.
Let's say Wedding Crashers.
I actually, honest to God, to read my notes, I just kind of blur my eyes.
Did I say Wedding Crashers? Because I meant the breakup. I had breakup in my head.
I don't even know. I was starting another sentence.
Whatever.
I was interrupting, as I've been advised not to do.
I know. Oh man, you cause some deep-seated problems, Anthony.
Still love you, man.
We are DC on screen. Were you done?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
I don't want to interrupt you.
Good. Let's get to Arrow. Yeah. There's some stuff happening
DC there. On screen. DCOnScreen.com for every free every episode for free. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, DC on Screen, one word. Gmail.com, DCOnScreen@gmail.com to email us. And 205-259-6331 to leave us a voicemail. And we have a voicemail next episode where we'll be jumping into Arrow 523, Lian-Yu.
The season finale.
Until then, season finale. And in some ways, a series finale, it feels like. So until next time, guys, keep some DC on your screen.